They say Wolfheart's ship, the Vengeance, is sunk. 60 cannons and 200 souls lost to the deep. They say it was a fell storm that took her, or some say it was pirates from the Maelstrom. They say she was lost here, in the realm of Luther Harkon. And to trespass in these waters is to invite death on board. But then they know nothing.
You waste our time.
Wait! This is the map you are looking for, crafted by Captain Jacob Wolfheart himself. I beg your patience, for its secrets are easily missed. Mathlanka, Semga. Witness Wolfheart's obsession, a life spent chasing tavern stories and myths. Sightings, eyewitness accounts, 100 shipwrecks named and dated. Like you, Wolfheart knew it was no storm or jagged rocks that caused their demise. It was the Tide Maker, the ancient Merwyrm. The elves named it Amanar.
Wolfheart's ship, where is it?
Ah, yes, its final resting place. It was here he fought the beast, a fight to the death. All but one of his crew were lost. It was he who marked the map with this cross. The Vengeance lies here. And if the story runs true, a weapon lies with her. A weapon to kill the unkillable. To challenge the beast is to challenge the sea itself, cursing all that sail with its retribution. Wolfheart sought infamy for killing the beast, but the question remains, why would your kind seek it?
Why all these stalls? We go hunt. Yes, hunt beasts. Us, no barrack.
My lord, we have the map. What are your orders?
Kill the beast. Resurrect the beast. Rule the waves.
Hello guys, and welcome to Total War Warhammer 2. Today we're going to be starting a new campaign on the Vampire Coast DLC in the Eye of the Vortex. And the reason we're going for the Eye of the Vortex instead of Mortal Empires is because I would like to explore the unique victory conditions in a timely fashion. So we're not going to do like a world domination or anything. If you're interested in that, go check out my Von Carstein playthrough. I have just chosen which hero I would like to play, and it is going to be Count Noctilus. He starts in a very unique position, and I love the mechanics of his faction, so we're going to be playing through with him. The other options were Luther Harkon, who's an absolute madman. We have Aranessa Saltspite, who is Ninja Pegleg Lady, and then we have Silostra Diaphin, who was the new Lord designed by Creative Assembly. So that's really cool that they are starting to do that in order to give us more content. I like that a lot. Either way, we're going to be playing with Count Noctilus. Let's look at the Vampire Coast race attributes. So infamy and loyalty. Destroy, sack and raid to build a reputation at sea, whilst keeping ambitious commanders loyal and trustworthy by imparting riches and wealth to them. Pirate coves. Gain infamy and leech wealth from the unsuspecting settlement owners where these hideouts have been formed. Extra powder boosts the firepower missile units can output in battle while they have high levels of ammunition at their disposal. Awesome stuff. If we look at the faction effects, they are as follows. Gain war declaration missions with unique rewards. Pirate crew recruitment capacity +2. Recruitment duration is -1 for the Necrofex Colossus units. And his Lord effects for Count Noctilus are -20% upkeep for Necrofex Colossus units. Extra weapon strength +15% for large units in his army. His additional starting units are a unit of Depth Guard, which are Berserker Axe Infantry. We have the Necrofex Colossus, which is an awesome beast with the big gun arm. Look forward to using that. And then we have the Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob, which can fire while moving. They have pistols, just a bit of a meat shield unit with ranged capabilities. Very awesome, actually. Now we are, of course, going to be playing on very hard campaign and battle difficulty. So let's jump in and start the campaign. From the depths emerges the Bloody Reaver, and upon its deck stands Count Noctilus. Formerly he was Niklaus von Karstein, but is now the Admiral of the Galleon's Graveyard, who again senses an opportunity to rule the waves. The vortex screams like a demented siren, a discordance caused by a rogue comet, waking a beast that sleeps beneath Ulthuan, the ancient Merwyrm. While it lives, the elves believe it guards them, but should it be slain, then it could be bound, for there are none more adept at controlling sea monsters than Noctilus. But first it must die. The hunt for the star metal harpoon begins.
Here, in the Galleon's Graveyard, the raging power of the Maelstrom makes me all but untouchable. Only a fool would dare challenge me here. The deluded Caledonian elves have launched patrols into the great ocean. For this, they shall feel my wrath. The long-limbed cretins are ever prepared for invasion, with much of Ulthuan heavily fortified, particularly their ostentatious capital, Lothern. While I bolster my fleet for invasion, the shores of Araby offer other delectable targets, whose riches I will gladly take. The hapless Luther Harkon dwells nearby. A fellow Lord of the Night may be a useful ally, but his unstable mind also makes him a potential threat. Nothing, however, is as important as the magic I draw from the Galleon's Graveyard. I shall harness its strength and dominate the seas. All shall bow to my necromantic supremacy.
Welcome to the campaign, guys. Let's read how they play. The Dreadfleet. Amanar. Beneath the waves an ancient beast stirs, having laid dormant for millennia. Many seek to kill it, while others wish to command its almighty strength for themselves. Only through the use of an ancient sea shanty and a legendary weapon can you hope to fell the creature and satisfy this campaign's victory conditions. Pirate crews and shipbuilding. Enlist and expand your crew via pirate settlements or from your legendary lord's flagship. Your lord operates as a mobile fighting and construction platform, independent from normal empire building and able to recruit or construct from their flagship at sea or on land without the need of a settlement. Infamy. To become a legendary pirate, you must first acquire infamy through your actions. Defeating armies, capturing settlements, and establishing pirate coves will increase infamy levels. In doing so, your ranking on the list of infamous pirates will improve, rising towards the top and drawing the attention of legendary pirates in possession of the powerful verses of the lost sea shanty needed for victory. Pirate coves. Pirate coves can provide a steady income and other benefits from settlements owned by other factions. These coves can be secretly developed at any port settlement, leeching from the current occupants, though they will be blissfully unaware of your activities. So plenty of new things to think about going into this campaign. I am very much looking forward to diving right in, but we have already been issued a mission. Defeat the following lord's army in battle. That's Merry, that's going to be these guys. A lord from Calador has travelled into the galleon's graveyard. This Assur must be punished for such an affront to the masters of the sea. Assemble the Dreadfleet and sail to battle. We have another mission issued, Riddle of the Mapmaker. Find the hidden treasure by solving the treasure map's riddle using dig for treasure with your army or hero. While dragons sleep, a furnace fires, the maker's baubles left for his sires. Okay, a great hoard of treasure may be received as a reward. And then we also have another one, the search for the vengeance. Defeat the following lord's army in battle, Tharket the Underling. The search for the wreck of the Vengeance is underway, and using the map we gained from the shop in Sartosa, we have set sail to the shallow seas of the Dragon Spine. However, upon arrival we have spotted a ship flying the flag of the Sunken Land Corsairs. What these pirates are doing at this very location is unknown. It is perhaps a coincidence, but regardless, they stand before us and the wreck of the Vengeance, and more importantly, the star metal harpoon sunk within her. We'll get the star metal harpoon, which is required to complete the campaign, and 7,000 for defeating that army. That's quite a lot. Right, first things first, we need to attack this army. I don't think it's anything too spectacular, but it might be worth just recruiting a few more units first. Let's go ahead and just grab all of these. I think we may as well. We've got 5,000, unless I need to spend the cash on other things. At the galleon's graveyard, there's nothing we can upgrade just yet. I think we need more growth in order to do that. But we can upgrade Count Noctilus's fleet. Upgrading the officer's cabin here gives us minus upkeep. Other buildings include the spar deck, holes in the side, and lookout seat. That provides us fellbats, zombie pirate gunnery mob, and zombie pirate deckhands.
The ocean empowers me.
So we can move on to zombie pirate deckhands with halberds, and then scurvy dogs, and depth guard with polearms. These guys go up to zombie pirate gunnery mob with handguns and bombers. Okay, so they have like bombs, I guess they throw. Then we have hand cannons, which are anti-infantry, and gunnery white. What does that mean? Aquatic.
Misguided.
Dreadfleet command.
Whereas some units struggle to fight and move in shallow water, aquatic units excel. Oh, okay. So if there's like a marshland, we should use the water to our advantage. That's awesome. What other buildings can we look at though? This one improves campaign map movement range, the top gallant royal. And then we have the tiller, which is minus upkeep and extra vampiric corruption. Then we've got extra replenishment and pirate crew recruitment capacity, and then unit experience gained per turn. That's actually pretty nice. And the extra pirate crew growth would be good for sort of investing in early to basically buff up the fleet. I think that might actually be a good shout. But then again, I do want to be able to recruit with the ships themselves. So I might just go for zombie pirate gunnery mob for now, since having the range capability I think is more useful than some decent melee attack and melee defense. And honestly, the melee attack and melee defense isn't crazy different, And the fact that these guys have pistols is decent as well. So I think we're going to go for holes in the side. Not sure if I want to upgrade to the officer's cabin just yet, but I guess we may as well, so that we gain access to extra building slots. Then with the rest of our cash, we will go ahead and grab these guys. I think we'll have enough to build them all. Okay. Good old Ray's dead. What'd I do without you? Gonna have a look at the other lords we can recruit quickly.
Egos as extensive as their
Okay, let's move on. We don't want to do flagship expansion just yet. We want to attack these transport ships. Okay, they've retreated. We are in range to attack them again. Let's go ahead and do so. This is the first battle that we have with the DLC. So I'm going to jump in and fight it on the battle map. We'll have a look at some of the units up close and personal. There's a bunch of water in the middle by the looks of things. So we'll be well off just walking straight through that. Not sure that I'm going to use my bloated corpse. It's basically a suicide unit that runs into the middle of a unit and explodes. Wow. Look at this place. Wow. I love the colours. Looks very cool indeed. Either way, let's have a good look at these units. So here is Count Noctilus. He's looking very cool indeed. Then we have our Depth Guard. Oh wow, they have 2 one-hand axes. Very nice. And then we have the zombie pirate deckhands mob, which have 2 one-hand swords. Then we've got some handgunners, these zombie pirate gunnery mob with handguns, and the others all have pistols and swords. Then we've got the bloated corpse, lovely fella. Let me just click start deployment so you can see him a bit better. Is that a sword through his eye? It is indeed. And then we have the Necrofex Colossus, which is basically old parts of a ship held together by the remains of people. Lovely. Okay, let's go ahead and sort out our front line. I think I'm just going to have all of my zombies in front. That is good. Like my zombies with the guns at least in front. Then all of the melee units behind. I'm not going to use this chap. Go ahead, start the battle. And run on up.
advancing, swift as death wings.
Oh, is he already firing? He already got range to fire? He does. Wow. Oh, that did a lot of damage. Holy. Okay, I approve. Probably want to keep him close though, because he can do a lot of damage in melee. The fact that that can fire on the move is very cool. Well, let's turn off skirmish. Ouch. Okay, let's move away from that. Get Count Noctilus in there. Time to engage with all of these guys. And we'll have our gunners move to the sides. Okay, let's go ahead and run on in here. Love it. It's so cool. It does have the invocation of Nehek. We can use that on the depth guard. I think that's probably a good idea. These guys need to continue round. Whilst these depth guard continue to engage the spearmen. Those archers are getting wrecked. I thought these zombie pirate gunnery mob were supposed to be bad, but never mind. They are actually quite accurate.
Our resolve is failing. All is chaos. From soul.
Look at this thing go. It's incredible. I'm telling it to go over and attack the other ones. Hopefully it will just like shoot them on the way. You would not want to be you would not want to be the high elf that was stood on the edge of that formation when that gun got fired at your head. Wow. Incredible stuff. Count Noctilus is out in the middle of nowhere. I don't really mind. We've already won. We're just kind of slaughtering the rest of these men now. This is nuts. I think what I love even more is that these can all fire on the move. I don't think the handgunners can, but the guys with the pistols are good for it.
Consider it done.
This zombie pirate deckhands mob is not doing too well against their leader. Go ahead and put a invocation on him. What does this do actually? This bombardment. I think I might just try it. I'm saying that it's probably a bit late to try it there. Maybe I can use it on these guys? I think I'm just out of range, so that's not going to happen. Oh well. This guy's broken. Just make sure he's run down. We'll speed it up. Make sure we kill as many as we can. If I can keep this guy trapped, then I should be able to kill him with Noctilus. Or Noctilus, break through for me. Keep using some invocations while we're at it. That looks like he's got away. That's fine. Decisive victory. We'll take it. 160 losses. And that Necrophax Colossus. 112 kills. I'm already in love with those. As soon as I can get more, I'm going to. Imagine like 10 of those in one army, just charging towards the enemy or firing their guns at the same time. It would be ridiculous. Right, do we want to assimilate, share the loot for minus infamy for plus loyalty, or do we ransom them? I think ransoming them would be an ideal thing to do at the moment. And we've increased our infamy. We also gained glittering scales. There he is dead. I wasn't actually expecting that to kill the army entirely, but it did. I'll take it. So, we haven't actually had a look at the skill trees yet. It looks like this tree here with the Malkos Mystifying Miasma and the Invocation of Nehek is like a mix between the vampire magic and the shadows magic. because you can get the Pit of Shades and you can get the Wind of Death. That's actually really strong. Upgrading the Invocation would be really, really useful, so I think I might try and do that. At rank 20, Noctilus can get himself a Necrofex Colossus. That's awesome. What is this tree? Extra Lord Recruit rank +2 in all provinces. That requires rank 12. Then he can get Regenerative Hull, which is extra unit replenishment. This one is income from raiding and sacking settlements, plus the growth there. On the Von Carstein line, gives him the regeneration passive ability and allows him to cause terror. And Sea Curse gives him extra leadership and melee defense for Depth Guard, Terrorgeist and Deck Dropper units. Finally, he gets +5 leadership for his army and the attribute Unbreakable. The Unbreakable trait is actually pretty legit, so that would be also worth picking up. Down the melee line is sort of base stats. Nice that you can get the extra health in the first section. Second section actually doesn't look too great. What does Taunt do? -30 armor, -27 melee defense, and -24% speed. And this one is, I'm assuming, an AoE ability? What's the difference there? Just the duration, I think. Yeah, it looks like it lasts longer. That's not actually that worth getting. I personally think that going down the Master of the Dreadfleet to Invincible Fleet is worth getting. Maybe the first tier of the melee stuff. Definitely the magic. What about the Inspiring Presence tree? This is melee defense for zombie pirate, deckhand mobs and depth guard units. That upgrades to leadership as well. Then we have reanimated marksman, which increases ammunition and missile damage for the zombie pirate gunnery mobs. Rotting Promethean gunnery mobs and deck gunners units. I think the Rotting Prometheans are a regiment of renown. Black Powder Overload is extra ammunition for carronade, mortars and Queen Bess units, so artillery, and that also increases melee damage eventually. And this one's for physical resistance and melee defense. For the Rotting Prometheans, Rotting Leviathan and Necrofex Colossus. This would be worth getting, especially for Count Noctilus, since he buffs those already, with the 15% weapon strength and also the -20% upkeep. So it would be worth getting Rotten Death. Haunting Horror, I'm not sure is worth getting. That just buffs Terrorgeists and Deck Droppers and Scurvy Dogs. And then we have Animated Hulks and Morgulls. I mean, a lot of these are really, really awesome. Avarcier, like, not necessarily the buffs that they're getting here, but like, all of these different units. Very, very cool. Then we have the upgrades for the rank 7 and above. Is there one for Necrofex Colossus? There is. Okay, so we're going to have to go down here, unlock this, the Avastier, and then we'll get the Hardened by Death, and all hands ahoy. Okay. At the bottom we have Route Marcher, that's minus recruitment cost, replenishment rate, income from post-battle loot is actually pretty good. Actually pretty good. Go on account is minus raised dead cost, lightning strike is always nice, although I don't tend to get it very often. Minus upkeep for all units, and Black Flag. The fact that you can get the Combing and Preservative and Black Flag also gives you minus upkeep is really strong. It might be worth going down this tree a little bit. How many do you need to get on Go on account? 4. I'm definitely going to go for Route Marcher first anyway, because campaign map movement range is fantastic. And I think it would be worth us focusing on campaign map movement range considering the position we're in. Now if I zoom out on the map, we can have a look at the position we've started in. So the Galleon's Graveyard is right smack bang in the middle of the Great Ocean. So to our northeast is going to be Ulthuan, and I think that is our first port of call. We do have to choose a research. This is another thing that I'm going to have to take a little bit of time to go through. We have command crews here, which is extra leadership for zombie pirate deckhand mobs. This one's extra missile damage for zombie pirate gunnery mobs. So this is for ranged units. This is for melee units, I assume. Then we have legendary admirals. This requires infamy, and that actually will be deducted from your total in order to unlock them. And this is Trusty Montfort. He gets the Lore of Vampires, wields a polearm, has access to shipbuilding, post-battle chance of stealing magic items. Okay, he's not fantastic. What about this person? Plus 15 armor, extra leadership when laying siege, could be quite nice. Has Lore of the Deeps. And this one is extra physical resistance and weapon strength for his army and growth in the local province. This guy's pretty decent. Burke Black. And then the bottom one is bonus versus large, plus 10 and extra range. He has a pistol and a cutlass. I think this guy would be best to get second, like Burke Black. This is a lot like the Tomb Kings, where they can raise lords. That's nice. Immune to storm and reef attrition. Admiral's Astrolabe. That could be really useful. What is this? Savage Cruise. Casualty replenishment rate bonus for zombie pirates. Extra vampiric corruption. I'm not sure how useful that's going to be, because as far as I'm aware, we're not actually going to conquer that much land. We're just going to sack and raise and basically put pirate coves everywhere, rather than actually take settlements for ourselves. So that's minus upkeep. That's pretty nice. What does that actually affect? Necrofex Colossus. And it also reduces recruitment duration, actually, so that could be really good. Let's have a quick look through the command ones. I don't really see anything here that's too substantial. Grants the first mate follower to your faction. Plus 10 leadership for the Lord's army. Oh, I see. It's a follower that you can assign to a leader. I get it. And this one's Quartermaster. These could be really good to get and put in Noctilus's army from the start. How long would that take to get? It would take 9 turns. Income from ports. What about down here? We haven't looked at firepower. Sorry, I'm taking a little while to go through this. I didn't have early access to the DLC, so I haven't actually had much chance to explore much of this myself. I think the things we're going to go for are the Quartermaster and First Mate. Then I'm going to get the Admiral's Astrolabes. And then we'll sort out what we want after that. I'll most likely head towards like Enduring Reanimation, with the minus upkeep and minus recruitment duration. And having a focus on Necrofex Colossus, I will look into the buildings here and see which ones we require to make them. That's bloated corpses, animated hulks, Syrene's rotting Leviathan. Ah, there it is. What does that require? A basic wooden hull. Now we can't actually build these until we have the level 5 going anyway, so that may sort of change the way in which I research. What about commandments? Bat swarms is minus 20% movement range for enemy armies starting their turn in the region. Extra vampiric corruption. Even more powder is global recruitment capacity, siege holdout time and ammunition. As share the spoils, loyalty will not decline for local armies and infamy lost per turn, but extra public order. That's going to suck. Okay. And then we have Dredge the Sea, which is extra growth and local recruitment capacity. I think that's probably worth getting for now, right? Yeah. Can I change this to flagship expansion? I can. So you will be able to build those things that we told him to at the end of the turn. We do have offices available. These provide different bonuses. I'll look into that when we actually have more lords. For Count Noctilus, we just get extra income from sacking settlements, which is nice. We have rights, extra treasury, plus 500 for every building owned from the buried treasure chain. Every 15 turns, and after we've built 3 plunder piles, we can use that. That's just like a lump sum of cash every now and then. Then we have the Curse of the Sea Mist, which is all regions belonging to you will be covered in a cursed mist. This is a lot like the Tomb Kings again. Attribute, we get Vanguard deployment for basically most of our forces, and also immune to cursed mist attrition. So maybe if another faction uses it, like another Vampire Coast faction uses it, we can ignore the attrition by using our own Curse of the Sea Mist. Curse of Eternal Service. On start, lords have 50% chance to gain loyalty. Loyalty will not decline. An extra public order. This is actually quite nice. And then Curse of the Queen's Cannon. After 25 turns, we can get Queen Bess, which is a long-range artillery unit. And this right will unlock after reaching rank 12 with your faction leader. Extra casualty replenishment rate as well for all armies. 15%, that's quite nice. Maybe that's sort of an incentive to take that when you already have Queen Bess, because I'm assuming you can only get one of those. Nice. Is that everything? There's one more thing here, which is the treasure maps and pieces of 8. Riddle of the Map Maker. While dragons sleep, a furnace fires. The maker's baubles left for his sires. That's going to be Val's Anvil, I assume. It's called the Dragon Spine here, so I'm assuming that's what it's talking about. And then the pieces of 8. This is how we unlock regiments of renown. Okay, so we have to defeat certain lords' armies in battle, and by doing so, unlock regiments. Okay. Not sure if I'm actually going to follow up on that too much. I guess we'll just take them if we're nearby. Is that it? I don't even know our actual objective. This might be good to know. Acquire the Star Metal Harpoon. Gain all 3 verses in the Lost Sea Shanty. Construct the Harpoon Launcher Shipbuilding. And win the Battle of the Eternal Tides. Sounds easy enough. We're not doing domination victory. Diplomacy, let's have a quick look at this. Apparently the Vampire Coast is supposed to be a decent ally, but I don't think they will be, because we're on very hard difficulty. They have no reason to like us,
Who are you?
and therefore they will not accept that non-aggression pact. All done. I think we can finally move on to the next turn. So far, loving what I'm seeing. This is very, very cool, and I enjoyed that battle that we played out. It looks like the elves are going to have a hard time if we take all of those pistols and guns towards them. I didn't really have a good look at the ammunition and how quickly we were using it. But we have a mission issued, and that is to capture and occupy a settlement belonging to Calador. We get extra treasury and infamy for doing so. Where is Calador? Are they the faction that holds Val's Anvil? I think they are. In which case, it's time to head in that direction. I think we can recruit as we go, so let's just sail off towards Val's Anvil. There is something down here though, I'm assuming that's one of the pieces of 8, maybe? What is that? Oh, that's Ashok. He's apparently here somewhere. What is that then? Is that the treasure that we need to look for? Assuming it is. Right, we have access to more dead. They do cost the same to raise as they do to recruit, actually. So we may as well just raise them from the dead. That is fine. Let's go ahead and grab a couple more of these as well while we're here. And if we're in this stance, the flagship expansion, do we get replenishment? No, we do not. So how do we replenish, I wonder? Maybe we need to have a pirate cove nearby. But that is our turn done, so let's just move on to the next one again. We'll be working our way towards Calador. And we're going to have a hell of a lot of units already. Now the vampires in general are really, really good at having an abundance of units at the start of the campaign. But their effectiveness kind of falls off quite hard. What I'm going to do is we're going to sail down to here so that I can see what's going on with this circle. That is Tharket the Undying, the Sunken Land Corsairs. Okay, so that's actually the army that we need to destroy in order to move on with our objective. That's where the Vengeance went down. So maybe we attack them. It really does depend what kind of units they have. But unfortunately, guys, it has been my time. So what we're going to do in the next episode, we'll decide whether or not we're going to go and attack this army in order to try and complete the mission early on, or we might go and attack Calador. I'm not entirely sure, but I'll think about it and I'll get back to you guys in the next episode. Until then, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this introduction to the Vampire Coast DLC. I'm well looking forward to continuing this one, and I'm hoping to fit this in to my schedule where the Medieval 2 campaign currently is, once the Medieval 2 campaign is finished. But for now, it will just be continuing maybe once a day or once every other day. So look forward to that. That's all though. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.